Here we go. It's Firstkiller versus Diaz. And I guessed wrong on what teams they were going to be on. What can you do? Diaz on the blue team, FK on the orange team. A rematch between two 1v1 Titans over in North America. Surely you're telling yourselves, man, I'm really excited for this grand finals. Well, you would be wrong. This is not the grand finals. This is not even the losers finals. This is the losers semi-final. Firstkiller versus Diaz. As these guys play to advance in the tournament, one of them will finish 4th place. And I realize what I just said, okay? But please be cool about it. Smile! Thank you for the 5 gifted. Shout out the support today, chat. Much appreciated. Waiting in the losers finals is Evo. Waiting in the winners finals, or sorry, the grand finals now, is Wavy. So one of Diaz or Firstkiller will finish 4th. These guys in their last 2 matchups now are even. When Firstkiller was fighting for my team, for Team Feer, he was able to get the win. But when they matched up earlier in the tournaments, Diaz actually got the win and sent Firstkiller to the lowers. So the reason why Firstkiller's down here in the first place is because of a loss to Diaz. So he might get 2 losses to Diaz and then finish 4th, which is a bit of a bummer. You'd think 2 losses to Diaz, you'd probably be finishing 2nd, but that is not how it's worked. Smile! Thank you for another 5 gifted. We've done it. We've hit the streak. We're combining it with the subs that we got earlier today that went over the top of the sub goal. W Smile 43. There's no doubt about it. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Quick. Much appreciated. We have ourselves 3 back-to-back best of 5s that we're watching now. Diaz versus Firstkiller, winner versus Eva, winner versus Wavy. Actually, we could have 4. If Wavy does not win in the grands, we'll have a bracket reset to watch as well. Diaz down 1 here as he looks to get some offense going. He is in the Fennec, which for some reason surprises me. I feel like when we saw Diaz peaking before, he was Octane. Seems to be going back and forth. Great adjustment after single jumping off the wall. It seemed like not the direction he needed to go. FK is a much more Octane type player. But honestly, both of these guys, I would say, are kind of Octane mains. I'm trying to think. You could convince me Diaz is 50-50, but Diaz, nice movement. So much movement on his resets. This air dribble, with very little adjustment, is tacking the right post, but then he puts it all the way back, and I think it bounces off the post and in before it goes in. There is a bracket reset. Yeah, Wavy will have to be beaten twice if you want to take the tournament from him. Diaz sends a reset directly into FK. Now it's 4-3. Diaz gonna lob one. Interesting first touch reset recovery from Firstkiller. Not something you see every day. In fact, you see essentially never. Interesting defensive maneuver from Firstkiller. It doesn't work out well, just to be clear. He does get scored on shortly after. So maybe not the best tech to be using. Can I get a gifted sub for my birthday? Wait. Type 1 in chat if it's your birthday. Let's make sure the people gifting subs know. And they can target the people whose birthday it is without a sub. There you go. If you're thinking about gifting, those are the people who you could give it to. And I know what you're thinking. No way it's all those people. But you guys have ever heard that like kind of puzzle or conundrum, or what is it? Where you only need 20 or so people in the room and 2 of them probably share a birthday. Just think about that. We have a lot of people in the room. Maybe there is this many people whose birthday it is today. Wait, Smile doesn't like to say that Steamy Pie probably is the only real one with a birthday today. And does give Steamy Pie a sub. (4-4). Who is going to start this series with the lead? Diaz. Dangerous here. Firstkiller is proven to be able to handle it. Goes to the ceiling. Can he get back to this one? He does. Diaz was shown an open net by Firstkiller. Said, look at how far I am out of the play up here on the ceiling. I dare you to shoot. Only guess what? That's exactly what I wanted. And he makes a save with momentum and counters. 5-4 for Firstkiller. Diaz, though, going to equalize here quickly off the kickoff. This matchup always provides the content. And Firstkiller is taking it from us. No, I mean, technically the kickoff goal tied it up. So I can't say the same thing about kickoff goals and then putting the lead right back where it was before. But something about a kickoff goal to tie it sounds more epic than, oh, the game was just won off the kickoff. Oh! Not going to be a 2-goal game. I do not want to go to main menu. Game 1 goes to Firstkiller. When I remember, there will be a Fear stream the next 3 days. Feels wow, man. Wow. Appreciate that sentiment. I am the moderator. Uh-oh. Zapatos is here. Watch out. Dodge. You got to get in line. Game number 2. They didn't say GG's. That's it. They hate each other. Somebody get on the Reddit. Smile! Gonna give a sub to yourself. Thank you for the brand new tier 1. Firstkiller sticking it out in the Octane, and would you look at that? Diaz into the Octane as well. Ooh, nice shots. Firstkiller making it seem like he might take this one down after getting pre-jumped by Diaz. But then a pre-flip shot underneath. That is dirty. There's a lot of Giga Chads who will come into chat and they'll gift a bunch of subs, and then they'll be like, wait a second, I'm not subbed. It's actually pretty common occurrence. Yo, Zyflinks! Thank you for the 5 gifted. Diaz gonna make it 2-2. The subs coming in like crazy right now. Appreciate you guys. And the kickoff goal is coming in crazy as well. They're trying to keep up with how many subs you're gifting. All of a sudden, we didn't need to reduce the sub goal at all. Here you go. Thank you. Wait, he's also not subbed. Diaz, the slow motion air dribble bump. Firstkiller makes it back down out of the air to make the save. Ooh, nice catch. Diaz should be able to finish this one off. Just wanted to farm a ping noise. Great. Roll into first touch. Dash. To get the kind of movement FK wasn't ready for. Diaz, such a clean first touch catch, but not able to make anything out of it. Zyflix, saving the tier 1 for 2 months. You've been subbed before, but you're back. Diaz doing something that I would expect to work fairly frequently the way Firstkiller's been trying to play Diaz, or sorry, trying to play defense. He's been so proactive, so pre-jumpy, that you think the occasional low 50 would put him out of position. It does do that here to give Diaz the lead. And now he's headed to the sidewall again, but against everybody but Firstkiller, these are automatic buckets for Diaz. He's had a tough time getting past Firstkiller, though. And that'll happen again. As Firstkiller makes the read, and that's not the best first touch. So Diaz just pulls his camera down and just watches to see if he's going to get away with it. Because if Firstkiller had happened to turn into play, Diaz was screwed. But he needs to know where Firstkiller is to know if he can just sit and wait there, which Firstkiller was far away. Diaz, first save and seconds. Ooh, FK tried to punish him by chipping it directly towards the net while Diaz went to go get boost, but Diaz did wait it out. Eventually, Firstkiller will score. Diaz flick and a bucket, making it a little bit more straightforward and having a bit more success than when he tries to play his normal game. My bad. I low-key haven't subbed since I saw you at Worlds. Wait, you subbed because you saw me at Worlds? And then you instantly unsubscribed that? It's okay. Not before. Hey. That's a good sign. You're like, I might see him there. I need to be subbed in case he asks me if I'm subbed. Because anybody who has met me, you know the first thing I say is, hey, how long you been subscribed? And they're like, oh, well, it's just like, I don't really subscribe. I don't know if I have the kind of money to subscribe long term to streamers. And then I say, talk to the hand. And I put my hand up and walk away. Ooh, Diaz. He has still got his game, regardless of how good Firstkiller's been playing defense. This time, Diaz goes to the back wall and hits the double. Diaz probably trying to resist against downward momentum of the ball too much. Can't imagine he can make a dribble happen with how much momentum it had. FK having to cut off angles early, but he's still not in a good spots. Oh, crossbar down. What a save. How does he do it? The man finds ways to sneak out of great attacks from Diaz. But right now, he needs some offense. Down 2. Has a boost steal. Diaz with nothing left over. FK deciding not to grab the midfield 100. And instead look for maybe a bump play of some sort on Diaz. Doesn't get it. Diaz right back to work. 2-goal lead, and what you'd think he'd do, maybe take it to his back corner, maybe take a bit of time, maybe not force the issue. No. You give me possession, I don't care what the lead is. I'm going right back at you and pushing it up even more. 8-5. Diaz tapping around Firstkiller, who's elected to prioritize boost. Diaz had just enough to send it away. And every high pop like that wastes more and more time, which Firstkiller desperately needs on his way to bring it back. Ooh, did not expect the whiff. Firstkiller, who had a lined up double, ultimately pulled off of it. Said, you know, no use using extra boost and extra car movement to try and double this because Diaz is clearly there. But then Diaz whiffed, so Firstkiller just gone through with it. He had scored, but air dribble bump. This would be, if I was gonna say, if I had control, it would be forfeit territory, but it looks like they're gonna still forfeit even without me being able to help them out. Game number 3. Zapatos asks, yo Feer, what do you see in other players that I lack? The biggest thing that was a trouble for you is you were playing Firstkiller. So the other players I was watching for the most part weren't playing Firstkiller. That helped them a lot. So if you could work on that. I'd have to watch a little bit more Zapatos gameplay as Diaz dunks in one for the first. But I think that like a really dynamic aerial attack, I'd have to watch more Zapatos games because it looked pretty decent from the couple games that I watched. It's just you're playing against Firstkiller, and so the good shots were still saved. But I've always wanted you to try and integrate what I feel like is a really high ceiling for mechanical control. It's like a little bit too freestyly though. And so a lot of times people who are just a little bit too freestyly can make some concessions in their dribbles they probably shouldn't for what feels like just extra flair. But you could study Diaz, who's, you know, he seems to have no extra flair and still be really consistent. I think that you heavily favor your wave dash kickoff, and it's probably worth mixing it up a little bit more. I know when I've watched Zapatos gameplay in the past, it's like, you know, you're getting a wave dash kickoff every single time, which, to be fair, people hate playing your kickoff, so maybe don't change it. I take it back. While it seems like slightly, you know, too one-dimensional, also every player who's ever said playing against you says it sucks terribly because you destroy them on the kickoff, so maybe don't adjust that. I think I take it back. But Diaz right now running this game number 3 up. But I think I'd have to watch some more Zapatos games. I feel like I haven't watched a lot of Zapatos games recently, especially since I feel like there's been a recent Zapatos grind and a bit of a level up based on the results that I've seen from the last time I was watching a lot of Zapatos gameplay. So I'd have to give it another good look. But also, who am I? Just a guy who watches some 1v1s. Oh my goodness, look at this shot from Firstkiller. This is something that Diaz does a great job of as well. Just so much movements. And this is, you know, talking to Zapatos, this is a great example of like a not super flare like air dribble, but it prioritizes what's important to score, which is an insane amount of movement late to take a defender who's prepped in one spot and make it impossible for them to recover the other way. But again, it's not like very repeatable. Very few players can do it. So it doesn't feel like great advice sometimes to be like, oh yeah, just hit all that stuff Nupo can hit. You know how he zooms around the field and hits stuff you've never thought of? Just do that. Long shot from Diaz. Ooh, nice save. Firstkiller trying to take over this air dribble by pre-flipping in front of it and making sure it extends out of Diaz's reach. You mean Zen? Sure, Zen as well. The top 8 gatekeeper wants a promotion? Wait, you got top 6. Right? Tied for 5th? So you've already promoted. Would you look at that? Congratulations. W Zapatos in the chat. He's done it. Next promotion, top 4. I'd be really interested to watch your Wavy Zapato series. I mean, Wavy's been tough to beat for everybody today. But I know that matchup's an interesting one between you two. I feel like there could be a lot to learn there. Based on how you play against the way Wavy plays. Double reset. Oh, he muscles it through. 7-2 for Diaz. And there it is. There's the forfeit. Game 3. Going to Diaz. Game 4. Diaz trying to repeat his win from earlier in the brackets. And while we talked a little bit about Zapatos, Diaz went on a run and really separated himself in that game. Can he do it again? Do you see the games Zapatos played against Dark? Wait, Zapatos versus Dark has been begged for on the YouTube. And you're telling me it happened? And what server? And which one of them had atrocious ping so bad that it didn't even make sense? You never played against Dark. Okay, yeah. That's what I figured. US West versus Mina, it's just, there's just no way to do it. Firstkiller trying to take advantage of some awkward movements from Diaz. Takes us back to his own half. He has boost advantage. Diaz is actually in a tough spot here. As Firstkiller goes in and out of the nets. Diaz has done well to handle it, but still he's not out of the woods. That's proven by the fact that Firstkiller is attacking the net right now. These guys have been all over the top of each other. Just kind of forcing missed wave dashes here and there every time they're trying to land. Both of them want to play quick and want to play in the same spot. Diaz just waiting out and cutting once he sees Firstkiller move. Now reset at ceiling height. Firstkiller is going to come up there to meet him. No, he's going to go back down to the ground, and then he's going to make the save. This is great movement from Firstkiller, and controlling the play without the ball is something that he does so well on defense. Dictating what kind of shot he wants from Diaz, and then covering said shot. And it's tough. I mean, it's not like Diaz is falling for bait. If he just shoots immediately, Firstkiller maybe just saves it high like he's showing he will. Firstkiller now, the only kind of boost he has is available for just a long shots, and so he puts as much power on it as possible, and Diaz can't get a real clear. I'm Dono Long Zap. Sorry, I'm talking a little bit about the games. What am I telling Zap this time? If you want to host me versus Dark, I'm down because I bought a subscription for exit lag. So my ping on EU is down by 30. Oh, wait. I could go crazy. Little Zapatos Dark. Then afterwards, little Pogo only Zapatos Dark. Wait, of course there's an insane shot. First chat says you're Dono Walling Zapatos, not responding to him. So I take a moment. That's a great angle from Diaz. And I decide to look at his chat logs. And instantly, a clip is hit. You're not watching the clip! Diaz gonna make it 4-3. Soft touch from FK, going to be allowed to take a dribble. Diaz, no boost left over. Firstkiller will be able to follow it up. Tie game. Zero boost. FK wants to get something out of this, but won't get much. Has to back off. Power shot from Diaz. Firstkiller collects it on the back wall and then just gets dunked. What happens if Firstkiller waits here? Probably a lot tougher to read. Diaz can actually get up really early. I think Firstkiller does have to jump. Just needs to get some better touches in the process of clearing it off the back wall. 5-4 for Mr. Diaz, on the verge of eliminating Firstkiller. Both of his losses will be to the Brazilian. Nice movement for Firstkiller. We watched it from Diaz's perspective, and I'm glad I didn't switch to give you an idea of what it's like to defend against attacks like this, against double resets or maybe triple. But it seemed like he got one and just went back and got another. Wave dash kickoff. Great speed from Firstkiller. He's trying to get it all. An amazing recovery to half flip after Diaz undercut him. He should have been taken out of the play, but he managed to stick around. He still might get scored on, though. Diaz will make it 6-5. Minute 33. Lead in favor of Diaz. Firstkiller just staring Diaz down. Now having to back off. Put just enough on that to make that a miss. Diaz going to back up. Firstkiller with space and time. Diaz trying to take that space away by pre-jumping and did a great job before Firstkiller really adjusts. He's there to 50 it back down. Undercuts him now. Diaz looking at an open net, and he'll score it. 7-5. A minute and a second left to go. Is this the final? Is a great question for a first-time chatter, and the answer would be no. But surely it's the loser's final. But the answer to that would be no. It is the loser's semifinal that these two have found each other matched up. And Diaz, up 8-5, may have just secured it with that goal. Diaz ceiling pinch. Oh, almost got Firstkiller to double it for him. But the fact that he's in control of the possession means Firstkiller's not scoring. And Firstkiller would need to pre-jump again from Diaz. He's already there. He knows Firstkiller's going to the air. It didn't work out this time, though. Oh, but wait, it did! It convinced Firstkiller to have to go around him. And then he can't get a goal. Diaz not going to shoot this one. He is going to wait out his time since he has a clear win here. This one's not going game 5. Diaz with another win. Firstkiller clutched it out for my team. Can we talk about how Firstkiller clutched it out only when he was playing the Feer versus Chat crew battle? Shout out FK for being the homie. But this time, Diaz will win. I don't know why it didn't register on the overlay, but 3-1 for Diaz.